All right, so doubles killer number 4 is the serve. Now, talk a little bit about what you're trying to do when you guys step up to the line to serve, because it's different from singles, and most rec players don't understand that. They step up, they try and hit the bomb, they serve like it's singles. That actually doesn't work quite as well.
No, you're not going for the ace in doubles. I mean, if you're up 40 love, yeah, go for the bomb, look flashy, but most of the time you're just going for bread and butter, body serve, hit the different spots, you're focusing on the weaker shot of the opponent, and you're trying to set up the poacher. You're trying to draw that ball to the middle.
So your dad, I think it's your dad, you said has a line about your first serve percentage and how it relates to tournaments, so if you could...
Yeah, high first serve percentage is key in doubles. My dad says when we serve over 70%, we win Grand Slams. When we don't, you know, we're not a great team, you know? You know, when you miss a first serve in doubles these days, everyone's returning so good, you're winning less than 50% of your second serve points. So make the first serve, and that's one of our big priorities when we're serving in doubles, is to make a good first serve percentage.
All right, cool. So let's walk through a couple of the mistakes recreational players make with this doubles killer, the serve.
Yeah.
Right. So the first thing, like you were talking about before, percentage, setting up the net guy.
Yeah, high first serve percentage, like Mike said before, 75% is where we're looking to serve, and that means serving at probably 75% of our power. We can both hit in the 130s, but you'll see us go 120, 118, put some slice on it, put some safety, and go to the body. You know, in singles, you don't. The body serve's not, it's rarely used, you know. Guys are going for the corners.
Free point.
But doubles, you're at a big disadvantage if you miss your first serve, so you have to be a little bit more careful and try to set up your opponent for the next volley.
In singles, you can go for aces. You see a lot of these guys serve 50% and they're winning the majority of their matches.
Yeah.
In doubles, when you're in a second serve with the guys returning these days, you're hitting the ball off your shoelaces. You're not going to win that point very often. So that's why you have to serve 75.
Yeah, I mean, the first serve just frees you up to move. And that's really, if we're talking about facilitating your partner having success, it's all about, well, I better get the serve in so that my partner can then move.
And it's sometimes, it's not how fast you hit the first serve, it's a mentality in the returner. When I'm hitting a first serve, doesn't matter how slow it is or how fast it is, he's a little bit more on his heels and he's more defensive. A second serve return mentality is an attacking mentality. And so even if I hit a 115 big second serve, a guy's going to take a cut.
Yeah, okay, because he's just like, this is my time to attack.
Exactly.
First serve is them, second serve is me.
And a body serve takes away the angle. When you go into the body, what are they going to do when they're handcuffed in here? It's going to be hard to dial up a cross-court return. Yeah. So that's why we hit mostly body serves.
Guys don't like to be tangled up. You know, guys don't like to hit shots in here. These are shots you don't practice when your coach is feeding you balls out of a basket. Yeah, and you're actually scared for your life. I mean, the ball's coming and going to hit your flesh, and so you're not thinking about, oh my God, I'm going to hit a great return here. You're thinking, you know, am I going to get hit with a ball?
Yeah, am I going to get tagged?
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, a rec player, you know, it's going to be, first of all, it's a high percentage serve for the rec player.
Yeah.
But then the returners, you know, they're not going to move that quick.
No. I mean, a lot of these singles guys, when they come in and play doubles, they rarely ever see body returns. So they're great on the wings. So you got to take that away. You can't have a free swing when you're in here. You know, you got alligator
T-Rex,
arms.
you're T-Rex.
Yeah.
Alligator T-Rex.
So
whichever you prefer.
that's just a great strategy for us to beat these guys.
And talk a little bit about the positioning of where you line up.
Yeah, you'll see
singles
players, you know, their majority of their court coverage is in the center of the court, so they're serving from here. In doubles, you're probably going to be hitting a volley from closer to the alley. So we always take serves from, you know, 6 feet from that center hash mark, and it's easier to just come forward in a straight line towards the net instead of going sideways to cover a tough return.
Yeah, when you're practicing your serve, we always hit the serve and take a few steps forward. You know, a lot of people just sit here and then they don't get the repetition of going forward to the net.
It's a different serve.
You want to be flowing. You want to be flowing into the net.
Huh.
I've seen players serve really well out of a basket in practice and then get out on the doubles court and go, oh my God, why am I missing first serve? It's because they don't have that flow of a couple steps forward. And that's how we try to practice, is always taking a few steps forward. And you know, the single serve is this, and then plant and go backwards. So it's a completely different
footwork.
Yeah, footwork.
Interesting. Okay. Well, why don't you guys just demo a couple of how you guys do it?
So that was a body serve. It was pretty tough.
Yeah,
you
he's
can see
moving out
him
of the
trying
way.
to get out of the way, and often you'll get a high return.
And talking about cues, we're talking about with like the poach. I mean, that's a great cue. You see the guy moving sideways, the
Yeah.
returner, poach, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Well, our communication before the point is good. I know where he's trying to serve.
Yeah.
So I know if he's going to tangle the guy up, and when a guy's tangled up, he can't really get the angle. So I'm really pinching middle.
Yeah.
And closing. You see on that last volley, I was 2 inches from the net. It was actually a low one, so I had to go with the redrop angle. But my weight's at the net guy. My weight's always going forward.
But you're always keeping that. I mean, you guys communicate, but sometimes at the rec level,
Yeah.
like we don't know where the serve's going.
Yeah.
But if you see the lateral move versus like the wind up, maybe you brace for impact. But if you see this, take off.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. If a guy's winding up and he's reaching wide, often you have to cover the line.
Yeah.
You can't leave that big gap there. So when you see a guy moving sideways, tangled up, that's when you can really strike.